Hello friends, this is Engineer Paritosh Goyal and you can check in my website with link above. Our today's question is thermocouple versus RTD, and why this question has been selected is there is a reason. This is a very common interview question in any interview of any controls engineer, automation, electrical or electronics engineer, to understand that what is the basic understanding of the candidate is having around the temperature sensors. So that's one. And the second reason is I would say, like, many of the time candidates are not very clearly able to differentiate or mention the similarities around the thermocouple and RTDs. So in this video we will try to understand and we will try to conclude clear-cut differences and similarities around thermocouple and RTDs, and we will try to prepare you for an interview for your future so that you can leave a better impression with your interviewer. So let's proceed. Let's start with the topic, and we will share the summary. We will start our discussion in a tabulated format. In this format, you will see there is a column, feature column, and then we will discuss about thermocouple and we will discuss about RTD. So the first difference, very first difference in thermocouple and RTD is the working principle. Thermocouple works on a feedback effect, which says, like, when there are two dissimilar metals, they are put together, one junction is formed of two dissimilar materials and they are exposed to a temperature, then there will be a potential difference produced around that temperature junction because of that because of the temperature difference, right? So Seebeck effect is the principle which is basically generally governing the functioning or the operation of the thermocouple, while RTD works on a very simple principle which says, like, electrical resistance of any metal will change with the change in temperature which is exposed to that particular material or metal, right? So this is the first working difference, which is working principle. Second is the construction. Construction, when we say, like, as I said in principle, two dissimilar materials, like if you see two dissimilar materials, metal wires are joined at one end, which is called as hot junction, and they are connected to a measuring device which is known as the cold junction. So this is the construction of I would say your thermocouple. And in resistance temperature detector, which is RTD, there is usually platinum or nickel alloy or copper alloys are used, which are wound together in a ceramic core and they are enclosed in a protective sheet. So whenever this platinum this junction will be platinum metal will be exposed to a temperature, then there will be a change in resistance, and that change in resistance will be used to identify that what temperature it is being exposed to. So other differences are like application. Thermocouples are generally meant for very high temperature measurements, which are there in furnaces, engines, boilers, or there are other medical applications, right? So thermocouple are meant for very high temperature applications, while RTD is generally used for industries where the temperature goes up to 250, 300, 350 degrees Celsius. It is used for industries, scientific research and laboratory purposes. The next difference is the temperature range. As I said earlier, thermocouple is used for wide temperature ranges. It starts from 200 degrees Celsius and it goes up to 25 degrees Celsius. There are different type of thermocouples which are used for different ranges. There are J type, K type, T type. There are different type of thermocouples you can select as per the range required for the measurement. While RTD is generally for a limited range, which is from minus 200 degrees Celsius to 850 degrees Celsius. Next difference is the output, which is very important. It is very important. The output of a thermocouple is in terms of millivolts. Like whenever there is, let's suppose if you have a thermocouple and you want to check an output of a thermocouple, so what will be the output? Output will be in terms of millivolt. You have to connect the device you have to connect the wires to a multimeter and you will check the millivolts of to understand what is the temperature. While in resistance, in an RTD, the output is the change in resistance. Like let's suppose if there is a temperature of, let's suppose, 150 degrees Celsius, then there will be certain change in, there will be certain ohmic value corresponding to that temperature, which will be the output of this RTD. Then accuracy, I would say, like these thermocouples are lower accurate as compared to RTDs. But and when we say RTD, when we compare this with the RTDs are used for low temperature ranges, as you said earlier, right? But thermocouples are more accurate at higher temperatures, right? Because and you do not have any other option to measure temperature at higher temperature. Thermocouples are generally less expensive than RTDs. So having compared, the basic features, now there are certain key, similarities also in thermocouple and RTD. One is very common, like both are, temperature sensors, and both provide electrical signals as proportional to the temperature. Although that electrical signal is different in case of thermocouple, which is millivolt, and in RTD it is change in resistance. But both are electrical signals. Then both require calibration for accurate measurements. When I say calibration or accuracy, when I say accuracy, I should mention like RTD comes with 2-wire, 3-wire, 4-wire, and similarly thermocouple comes with 2-wire, 3-wire, and 4-wire. Depending upon the accuracy we need to opt the right thing for us. Then there are certain differences which we already covered. I would reiterate these because this is key thing which is expected during an interview from the candidate. So differences are working principle, construction is different, then temperature ranges are different. RTD we saw like it is from -200 degrees Celsius to 850 degrees Celsius also, while thermocouple is ranging from some 200 degrees Celsius to 2500 degrees Celsius. Accuracy we have seen it is different, response time is different, thermocouples are much faster than the RTDs, and then cost is, we saw like RTDs are much more expensive, thermocouples are less expensive. Durability, thermocouples are more robust and durable. Why? Because they are made to work in an environment which is up to 2500 degrees Celsius, which is very robust. They need to work near the boilers, near the furnaces, so they are more durable. Output is also different, as we saw earlier. Both are temperature sensors, both are kind of for the same application, but they are different. So there will be a question probably around like how to choose out of these two. So that will depend on specific things, very specific things. That will depend upon like at what temperature you want to use those, what type of environment it is, what type of accuracy you need, what type of response time you need, how much budget you have, and then what environmental conditions you are thinking to use this. So having discussed all this, now I feel you have sufficient information when this question is asked that what is the difference between thermocouple and an RTD, and I think this video would help you to give a better answer to interview, to impress him. I have one question which I want you to answer. The question is, which of the following thermocouple types is commonly used for measuring high temperatures up to 1600 degrees Celsius? Although I have not covered this question, but this is a very basic question. It is generally covered in colleges. Let us check our basic understanding around thermocouples. Answer this question in comment box. I will give my hearts to the right answers, and I'll wait for your comments in the comment section. So we value your feedback. Write your feedbacks in comment box or mail us at pronobletech@gmail.com. We provide training courses available, and on MS Excel, PLC, and other stuff. You can see, like, share, and subscribe. I would request you to subscribe this channel so that whenever we release a new video, it will be very soon to you. You'll be updated on that and you will be able to see those videos as early as possible. Thanks for staying with us.